Hi and welcome. I am Helle.
I'm Line.
And today, Line, we are going to go through my top 10 most anticipated games for Essen Spiel 2022.
Yeah, and I have no idea what games they are because I haven't looked. So Helle is gonna tell us her top 10.
Yep.
And I will be as surprised as you, and she will explain the game slightly. And it's
because this time, Line, you haven't had time to go through all the lists because there is a list of games, and I will show you guys. If you go to Board Game Geek,
should we be small now?
There is yes, we should be small. Okay.
Let me just take my smalling pill.
Okay.
Now we're small. So now you can see.
And if you go to BoardGameGeek.com, they have a Spiel preview list. And this is the list that I've been going through. But I've not used this tool this year. But there's 1,103 games where I have looked through the list.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But when I'm choosing from games, it has to be a game that have been published this year. And I'm not looking at children's game. I'm looking for 2+ players. And what I have been using is the Tabletop Together tool. And in here you can log in, and then you can see all of the same games in here. They actually have
all
3
Helle's
more.
game is prioritized, so you can't see it.
I have been through them all. So with that, we're going to go my top 10 list. And guys, this has been tough because there are so many games.
A lot of hard work.
And the first game that is number 10 on my list, I will maybe I will mention a couple of games after we have done the top 10. But the first game that made it to my list is the Guild of Merchant Explorers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 45 minutes, and it's for the ages 14+. And in this game, we should look at some pictures, but this is a game where it's kind of like where you're going to draw, but you're not going to draw, you're going to use a map. It reminded me a bit of Trails of Tucana, which we both enjoy quite a lot. And let's look at some images. I will do this short, so it's going to be a quick list. But you will have, each player, they're going to have their own board. And this is a board where you can put your tokens on to make kind of roads.
Nice.
And then you can make cities, and I think there was something with that they're going to remove all the roads again, and then it's important that you have made some cities, because then you have more places you can build from, I think. I don't know how the game works, but
you would
by
like
the
to look more
description,
into this.
Yeah, and I think this would also be a game you would enjoy, Line.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was top 10.
That was
the 10
my
game.
number 10 game.
10. So that sounds actually quite interesting.
We can just take an overview of the images, and then we will go to the next game. So maybe we have here for looks like a 3-player game. So there are 3 players with their boards, and then a common board where you will have things you can choose from, I think, and then do stuff to your own board.
Next game.
Okay, and on my number 9th place, I have a game called Ativa.
Oh.
And this is a game for 1 to 4 players, 30 to 120 minutes. And in this game, you actually have bats.
Mm-hmm.
And you have bats that you are going to have as a house animal that's going to help you spread seed.
Mm-hmm.
So for the trees and the plants. So we are going to in this game, you have to kind of have your own bats and have to make sure that it matches nature, I think. And this is a game designed by Uwe Rosenberg, and that's a game designer that I have enjoyed a lot of games from. Normally he makes games like Caverna, Agricola. Big games with a lot of stuff going on, and with a lot of different possibilities.
It looks like there's lots of different actions and things you can keep track on.
And you will have these boards. I think you're going to start
really
with
fun.
one.
I would like to play that game.
Yeah. So this is number 9 on my list. A Euro stylish game.
Yeah, that looks really fun.
Mm-hmm. And on the next place, on number 8th place, we still have a Eurogamey style. It's a woodcraft, 1 to 4 players again,
and
60 to 120 minutes. Yeah, here we are in a forest, and we have our own workshop. We need to to compete with other players in. And let's take a look at some pictures, because here you also have some cards where you can gain cards that you can use. Board. So you will have your own workshop, and you can hire people, workers, and there's a lot of different abilities. And then you have this in the center where it can rotate, and you have different tiles that will swap places and bonuses. And I just think it looks like there are a lot of different things you can do, and you will have to use dice to allocate and get your work done. And you will have higher workers, and something with where you place them has an impact on how you can use the workers. So
that sounds really nice. So that was number 7.
That was number 7.
Or 8. 7?
10, 9, 8. That was number 8.
8. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
That, as I said, I have only picked 10 games, but there are so many games and other games I would also be interested in. But you have to pick some, right, for the top 10. And then we have Catan, Dawn of Humankind. And normally I will only go for the games that also have an English version. This is the only game where it's only in German. But this is a game we saw at the UK Games Expo, where we tried it.
This. Yeah.
They only had it at a demo there, and we played it. And Settlers of Catan, now it's just called Catan, but my first version of the game is called Settlers of Catan. They changed the name for the game. And this is one of the first Euro-stylish games I played many years ago, and I have played it really hundreds of times. And then I kind of stopped playing and started playing a lot of other board games. And now I wanted to go back to see what have they done with the game. And this game, let's look at some pictures. I'm just getting a little bit excited here, guys. I did try the game, and a thing I had about the original normal version of the game was that you could get stuck. If you didn't get your numbers, then you could get overcrowded and couldn't do anything in a game. But in this game, they have actually made that you will not get cornered up. And they have made a lot of different other stuff that you can do in this version, other than the normal Catan. And I enjoyed the playthrough we had, so I need this one. A new settler game. So that is my number 7. You didn't try it, but you saw it.
I saw you guys played it. I came in for the last one.
Yeah.
It looked really fun. I would like to play it as well.
Yeah, because you enjoyed the normal settlers too. Okay, guys.
You can always see
it was just me getting a little carried away with the settlers, but it's an old, good game that started a lot of things, I think. Yeah. So on my number 6, I have a total different kind of game. Dice Conquest. It's just a small little game, but this is a cooperative game where you're going to get, each player is going to get a character, and you're going to roll dice, and then you're going to fight against monsters. But you have to think about how to who is going to take which dice and work together in fighting these monsters.
The different dice, there's 6.
Yeah. And this seemed like a little quick fun game, and it should be pretty difficult. Actually, not easy to fight these monsters, not easy to win in the game. So it should be quite challenging.
That sounds nice too.
But simple, and you have different. So it looked like an interesting.
I don't think that would have been on my list.
You don't think so?
No, the others I'm pretty sure I would have really liked.
But I actually think you are going to enjoy this. Yeah. Did we go too quick? Did we see how long time? Because it was only about 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it just says
30 minutes, 1 to 4 players. So, Dice Fantasy Fighting Cooperative.
So now we're going to go to number 5. That's the middle.
And then we have Heat.
Oh, wait, this is also.
And the Heat is for 1 to 6 players.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
30 to 60 minutes. Line, I'm glad you said that, because you haven't tried it, but Liselotte and I, we tried it, an early prototype, 2.5 years ago when we were at Aarhus Board Gaming Festival.
Like, it's a bit. Yeah.
So this is, if you know Flamme Rouge, where the bicycles from the same designer, that is Asger Harding Granerød, and here's he designed the first Flamme Rouge, and this game he's designed with Daniel Skjold Pedersen. And
Pedersen.
I will go in here. Yeah. And it's built on the same, but not the same. But the way with the card drafting, I think, are kind of the same, but not the same. But you are going to have a deck of cards, and you can improve the deck of cards, and you can still get bad cards to your deck, as I. With this, you have to not only...
weather also.
Yes, you have weather conditions, you have to gear up and down with your car, and you have to decide how you're going to move. And it has an impact on how you're going to move. I wanted to go back to this one, because on here, there are some lanes.
Oh, so if you drive too fast, you're gonna...
Yeah, so you have to be careful, and you have to manage how you're going to drive, and there are some things that affected it. I thought it was fun, but it was a prototype, so I'm intrigued in to see how the final result is. And I actually think I'm going to play it on Thursday, because they're going to have an event at the Bastard Cafe.
Oh, I see.
Which hopefully I can join, depending on time. But that is my number 5. I'm pretty thrilled about this one. And also you can play with up to 6 players. That was Heat.
Nice.
And then on number 4, I have Starship Captains.
That we tried.
Yes.
I was, honestly, no joke, like 1 minute ago, I was like thinking about this game. Like, I wonder if that is gonna be there, because I like this.
Yeah, and it is there.
I thought
so Peter we played the game at the UK Games Expo, a prototype of the game with the designer Peter, and it was fun.
It was actually really good.
Yeah, it was.
And I like the element. You have some, the crew is gonna be used, and then they get tired, so they come back, and then they come back.
Yeah, you have this special...
A nice element, a nice movement of the game.
Each player, they're going to have this board where you have your workers, and then
you
when you use them, you will put them here, and then they will go over here and push workers down. So the next worker you're going to get is going to be the ones first in line here.
And there's all the...
Yeah, and you can upgrade, and you can go out and do stuff. And you can get cards that can upgrade you. So you're going to have your own little starship, and you're going to get more crew members and upgrade it. And
the feel of it was just so nice. And
they have different elements for the building in the... Yeah, so... And a mechanism I haven't seen before with this one. So that was fun. I'm looking forward to seeing the final version of the game.
Yeah, me too.
That was number 4.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're so close. We're in the top 3 now.
Now we're going to number 3. And number 3, we have Revive.
1 to 4 players.
Yes. And we are going to go back in time. We are going to go 5,000 years back in time. And we have to build our civilization.
It looks pretty.
And you have in this one you had the card building. You could explore. You have to build. And let's just look. I first thought to have so many mechanisms in this one, and it looked awesome with the board you have, and you have lots of different paths and cards. And the cards they have, I think it was on the top there was production. On the bottom there was abilities you could use. So you have to decide how you're going to use them. You're going to stick them in here and see what abilities you get. Here up you will get the top. Here you would get the bottom. And yeah, let's look at some more.
That looks pretty.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that was the number 3.
That was the number 3. That looked like it had a lot of different elements in it.
It's a bit more heavy one.
Yeah, it's more on the heavy side, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
So that was number 3.
Number 2, that is even
number
more
Number 2.
The second most
is Station Fall.
That's a monkey.
Yeah, that is a monkey. But this one is a game for 1 to 9 players. It takes about 90 to 120 minutes. And it's for the ages 12 plus. And here we are also on a spaceship. But each and every one of us, we are going to get our own agenda. We are going to get different characters. So there are going to be some characters in the game, depending on the number of players.
Yeah.
And then each player is going to secretly get one of them. And you don't know who the other players they are. And then you're going to get, it will take up some, that's because it's all of the stuff. But you're going to get a bonus mission, plus you're going to get a character.
And then
you can see all the characters, but you don't know who is who. And then each of you have different things you want to complete. But when you do play the game, you will have workers, and you have tokens, and you can activate whoever you want to activate. It doesn't have to be the character you are. And in that way, you are trying to fulfill some missions so you can score the most points. Because there's only going to be one winner.
Oh, so they can help you by...
But you don't know it. So
no, if you move someone else, you can do something to help you.
Yeah, you
and
can try to help
also,
yourself, but
destroy something someone else is doing.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's. I think there's only going to be one winner, except if maybe you have the same amount of points at the end. So you are going to go for points. So yeah, I think something with you don't know who you can trust, maybe, but it's not that way because you're just going for your different objectives that can score you points in the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really nice. Interesting.
And different.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah. All right.
Are we ready for the number one? I'm not sure I am.
My number one is...
Drum roll. Oh!
Oathworn. I think it's pronounced like that. Oathworn. Into the Deep Wood. And
1 to 4
1 to 4 players, 30 to 90 minutes, and for the ages 14 plus.
It looks a bit crazy.
This is, you are up in the big game, the story-driven game, where you're going to also be able to reveal stuff as you play the game. But in this game, you're going to work together. This is a cooperative game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to, where are we? Here.
What are you going to?
You are going to work together and overcome different things in this game, Line. You're going through a story. There is a narrator in an app with it too. And I think I like these games where you can go through a story, you can be together and work together, and you have a lot of interaction and communication with each other, and different stories you're going to go through. So this game just screamed to me that I think this could really be enjoyable to play and go through. I mean, I like Loom Haven. I have just played City of Kings last week, which I also thought was actually pretty fun. And Aaron's End Legacy and lots of these games where you're going through.
It looks crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. There is a comparison here. So this is Loom Haven. So this is this box.
That's a big box.
Wow. And maybe more boxes.
Right, it's so big.
I have Gloom Haven right there, yeah. So I look forward to this. And it seems like people, they're pretty happy with it too.
Mm-hmm.
So this got to be my number one on the list. Yeah.
That was a nice top 10. I was a bit surprised about that game.
Mm-hmm.
So big.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I think you would enjoy it.
But also only 30 to 90 minutes. That's not much for a big game.
No, but it always depends. And I think maybe it had something to do with the different stories you're going through, the different scenarios. With these type of games, it can be, the setup time can be long.
Yeah.
I mean, with the normal Gloom Haven, I mean, it can take 30 to 45 minutes just to set up the game. Find all the pieces you need for the story you're going through and going to play. So that was just a look at my top 10 list. And of course, there's a lot more games.
Yeah.
But this is the 10 games that I thought I was most excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I still have games, of course. And as you will notice one thing, normally for the last 4 years, I have had an Azul game on my list. There isn't an Azul game on my list this time. And that is because there's not a new version. There is a new version, but it's not just a new theme for the first Azul. It's just a new theme for the first Azul game. But maybe I should make some honorable mentions of a game I also looked at. It was kind of a little bit different. Was Del Dalos, a little game where you're going to each player is going to get a hero and you need to escape. And the player that first escapes is the winner. So you kind of want to hinder the other players in escaping. And you're just going to have 3 tiles and place a tile. And then you have 2 actions. You can move, or you can, if you're on the same place as another player, you can push them out of their spot. I thought this looked like a little sim crazy game. So that one we're going to look at too. But it didn't make my top 10. And then I had this one. Mountains of the Molehills. That is, yes, this is because...
Oh, that's cute!
Yeah, it is.
These small moles, that sounds terrible.
So this one was also close at making it to my top 10. Where you are going to be little moles, and you are going to move around bottom, and then you're going to put pieces on the top, up here. This is out of blurry. There. Yes, let's keep it here. No.
The top.
Yes. This is the top. And when you move your mole from the downstairs, then you're going to put underneath, you're going to put your color.
Oh, because when
underneath.
they live in the dirt, they make
they move the dirt.
Oh,
up.
that's really nice thought, actually.
That was also on my clothes.
I want to try that really bad.
Yes, that one.
That's fun, because then you move downstairs and you put it upstairs.
Yep. But it could be a little bit fiddly with the top, but yeah. I think we should look at it. And then you also had Findorf, but I couldn't see that much information. But it was a game from Freedom and Friese. And I like some of these games, especially Power Grid. So I thought this could also be interesting.
Something with sailing as well.
Yeah. And then I had this one. This one you just need to get to, Line.
2 to 6 players.
It's a party game. It's a party game where you are going to... let me see here. Each player, you have in the center, you have these tokens, and then you have to pair them. You have to pair them behind the screen. You have to pair them. I think you can see the screen here. And each player is going to pair them. And then there's one player that is the active player. And you're going to get points as many you have paired the same. So all is going to do this at the same time.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it did sound fun. Like a fun party game. So that was just some extra mentions.
Yeah.
But that was my top 10. What do you think, Line?
Crazy, and some different games more. Yeah, I think I like more the beginning of the top 10, actually, and not the top as much. But I'm also tending not to play as heavy games, so that would explain that. Yeah, but they look really interesting. But
that was my top 10, and if you have any games you're interested in, or maybe you have a top 10, then you're welcome to mention your picks in the comments. But if you're going to Essen Spiel...
Oh, we have just made a video.
Yeah, we have. There is a video up about that we're going, and also that you can come and meet and play with us, and we have some giveaways. So if you are attending, then you should go and watch that video if you would participate, or maybe come and meet us.
Yeah.
That was my top 10.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.